Basikafi, you know, star 274 star 3 hash. Fabe tumnenje brofo net you know ate.
Yeah, man akwaba.
Brofo boko there.
Oh, I'm over.
Boko na me hwe ani so beba na o promise nyina watu me redeem ho ama bibia ye kama. Say yes sika fam, say ye nkomodie fam, bibia no watu me aye kama dey ama.
No correct.
As I George my say yes now 16 years or 18 years.
Oh, na me akora. Ya pem so almost 44 years.
Wow.
Said this year na 60
years.
Ya pem so papa.
Yen so ye to aso. Ebinom so ba be to aso. Na sabre no hwe said na no ne brofo pa o GTV nya bro. Brofo. Now say every day am no say Zuma na sibuza na waka brofo aka ho ani mu. That's when they be I na mesre.
I am someone a mood
pa.
Me na me Ghana Boxing Authority chairman. I be mu refi. Me dig as a Ghana Football Association. So we are kosi nyantechi. Boxing there no. Me na me di enimu.
Yes.
Na same ti azuma there no madam for pa say yen senchiro ni no ko boxing na me yen interviews.
Yes.
Eti be di chairman no ono na dwene kosi misuma dwene sei nti na se bi onchi no adi kakra e no hwe mani ma no se lawyer o ye lawyer me ye boxer awon de me kire no na ade chade anyankopon de chair me no
talent
me de eye adwuma ma wiase nyina obia ebete Ghana nka e sign boxing nti e no obi sam se wo lawyer e de na wa ya ama wiase nyina no ase Ghana wonka you are proud, we will be proud of you. Now in extension no make say Ghana for politicians, Ghana for doctors, Ghana for physician obia na why kwa ema wiase nyina tia they can be proud of. In fact
wow
o kan sa se no Kofi man na because me hu so di matem
when you attempt oka unyansa.
Oh well no di watem but what dey say na be kan nti na mesumisi nkete se okay azuma wato me challenge enti misu nim di anya me di ma me e wo mremu e wo brofo kamu e wo bro misu bi de be ye adwuma ma wiase nyina ye den ati Ghana nka because of adwuma ye nti se ye nim die no we should push it to the highest level sana na opeso woka na ye mfe ngu ye hu nimu ase ye nye no ma ebe ma wiase na ehu se oh
and by extension the late was able at be kase wo show wiase nyina a show
exactly
o kase mu no nantie mu nyina wo show
me ti se anope
na mebo yeah
no
so we hear mu no hu Yesu a ehe ni oko ho no
exactly eti no nti mesre me ba ya masem de ketu bi Ghana for lawyer for Ghana for doctor for professors of medicine and some ya be omunim nukure no e na Ghana for asofo mpanimfo ensu ehu ni suro me de minim be bi ehu nukure free ba I don't understand it me dwen wa me ntiase se be ma be fa ne be ma so di she be ma se bi ni true
wa ba bia
who so sorry akọ ma she da ba
so every day we say am out me dia o kan sa no
me she da se ma kire me nya books am de books ya bai now obeka kire me say no ye human rights lawyer ni bia obeka san se ni hu mfa obetu kura huro no because untumi nka se obi fa be ma fa ne be ma nhye se bio be ma chi eno no e human right ana oba emfe na se no oba another oba ntafre na se na ne homa usi human right uhwekue no kra omo ne muada recently mu news item oso go me friend na wa amfini oh ya odi akoko bi akoda akoko ana se aponchi woni na akoda oso ko se konkonsa na oyi obi de newsroom ka so oso ko frame na me nka lawyer be fro we dodge konkonsa newsroom eti journalist ye nya ye nka no kre no o de mechire no eye suban a enye suban papa tan enye normal enti maye mfofo aso enkatakata so esanse womu a edisa idea omo chichiri abopoyi a omo di brei omo wa agenda en omo wo omo strategy be kwan omo nam so a omo di eba na strategy ni bi ena me ba be kan achewe na etiefo so ate ase se wanti strategy kwan omo nam so yi omo dwuma no a in fact bebo opusa obedwen se oh de omo ye de ade papa obi right obi human right ene na keke kam ma men kan brofo no oh in the 50s and 60s in the beginning no let me make this statement I obeti so won si homosexuality ni LGBT samui yen nyintum ye ntete kwa me bo awote so mo kai we are not hip we are not modern wo mo na ye modern me se me kan Sodom and Gomorrah ensi wo Bible mu ensi wo Bible mu na Bible me se me kan your friends say is it the modern text and then ye chiro ye ache the first point is that sa behavior we are obema na oba na yi no and this na mu nsam yi a and ya chechire no brofo fan LGBT no mo the plus bi so afeso no enye nne ne baaye frititi obo ade kobo nyankopon bo onipa sebio otehwe asase so obonsan tehwe asase esan sebio na so odere ni nti ena sa suban ebe chewiase so enye modern trend ancient achekra eti womu a akofa ba omude omo cheche ne nice over LGBT womu mo na ye ntete kwafo obi obeka kire se yen a sebio yen nyintum no yen de sebio we are not hip we are not see the who oboa yemu womu mo na sebio ade ache pa ho atwam no omu kwa akofa ba na metumi aka kire se amofai sa suban we no wohwe abakosem history mu a ekire se oman bia ekonanimu na se oba beti ahwe a oni be friend civilization a sa ensunsuanso ebe kire se sa civilization we ebe wie no ene sa no ma we mema two example Assyrians womu uhwe Bible mu omu ne Jewfo no face so pa Babylonian Empire omu ne Jewfo no face so hona Nebuchadnezzar wo free uhwe Greek Empire any Roman Empire that is the most recent one eba beti ahwe form no the last 14 Caesars omu ne di o man so no 12 of them edumienu no me homosexuals omo ya na Rome Empire de eguye enti se wote se US President Biden wajira mu na dia nwanwan se Easter day was a day of visibility for transgenderism wa appointee Pete Buttigieg or a secretary Ghana ever friend minister of Secretary of State for BB or a open homosexual what is as no make also ne press secretary sa obana ne tiri pese bi na obegina press secretary what is say no make sisi men manya nwanwa okay the chira ne say Caucasian civilization and Western civilization that is what it's a symbol of that because what they are aiming at is that one day US president obey gay or lesbian. That is what they are aspiring to. The last 14 Caesars, 12 of them were homosexuals and a Roman Empire so it is not surprising. People should not be shocked. Many of them say European Union say homosexuality it has happened before. I see that. So we shouldn't be surprised. I'm putting it in a historical context. Now, I'm a TFI then atiase the singing now. Yenko back to the strategy. Umukura me kind of brofo. Now, like I say, in the 50s and 60s and even the 40s, Now, I could new crew homosexuality. Now, Obiampe. In fact, people didn't appreciate. Says, "Oh, kakra in fact, one of the famous writers, Mekainidi, Yechinitum, because of, I think it's Oscar Wilde, Yechinitum because of homosexual activities. Now, ever 60s, the 70s, normal can't say, you be there na America for an European society, Ajiatum. Now, we know Omuko Bisa, who's a wire marketing, Obetiasi, Omuko marketing consultant, Ubu to me tongue and Noma. And almost say, Massa, boy, when I wouldn't deal with no maton, and no my air tone, a man from air time, a bon, a teacher, quite a bit me a fasso. Your friend Paul Rondeau, Aaron and Deux, or you can Google, yeah. He's a marketing consultant. And I'll catch it on say, wouldn't be, dear Moye, and then who's Sansono, Sebi air time, a bon. because over cassette said the Mikaya, Minya so I'm sorry, call sorry, because that time bon, so Bema Befani Bema, no dear should be true, Fuka baby, Binny Free. It's here for Mumfan Chemi, but make almost strategy now, but to wire.
Only have any what you are.
My fight that me am a director. Law school, Mati. Aha. Eti. So omo e kan sade omo ye ne hunsu sanso no. Wo kan te say de tia. Obi abepo. Eti ni strategy ni say mon kata so. Na mam initially no mam nka. Ase wo ton bibi ade bi ebon na wo de eyi tomadura ho na wo de perfume afa ho sa na wo ton ahun de me kire no eti ni strategy ni say de mo ye ni de ne hu sunsa esan say enye nti won kata so then reduce it to what he calls social abstract constructs. Don't focus on what you do and the consequence of mamun kankara, but focus on abstract social constructs. Abstract social constructs, then minority rights, civil rights, democracy, the constitutional rights, discrimination. Talk about those things.
And they are not a marketing consultant.
Yes, I know. Catch it on. Now, my kind book, no, no movies. I was blowing office here, Jimmy. It's your kind, but the animal dear papa. Let me quote from this article. Or say in any campaign, just say LGBT to win over the public, gays must be cast as victims in need of protection, so the straights will be inclined by reflex to assume the role of protector. Adie bia ye kan se ye kan gay ni lesbian sam na ye kan no. Yen kamanen ye say gay for no they are being attacked. Ye buom ye pray ye kan bibi tie so that omo free straight. The brofo no they always find a way of defining us gay, straight, lesbian. They find say cisgender and some brofo kase pikwa. The omo kan say your strategy ni say yen kamen chere so obi ye gay for bibi me enye na chere say de ye no yen kan wasem. Or say our campaign should not demand direct support for homosexual practices. Yes, yen some na ye kan no me can say oh the omo ye no ye so but say omo human rights into ubeti Miami Commission of Human Rights and Justice ora be di mi madam fu commissioner kwa friend say Jojo Wita me na tell school na won hwe ni pa answer ye ba no so won pe wo ya obegina ye call a legal constitutional committee na nimu aye evidence also no they are not talking about it's not they are not approving what they do but there's an attack on human rights. And our strategy in what or say our campaign should not demand direct support for homosexual practices, but should instead take anti-discrimination as its theme. Naturally, say there some campaign there no. Ade e pese dan nipa adwen na wabaji homosexuality atomo no. My enka de yo. And I mean, said you papa, but you focus on discrimination. Say you want to discriminate against a group of people, minority, right? 18 professors. You better say, oh yes, they almost can so, but you are discriminating against them. It's against their constitutional rights. It's against democracy. This is the strategy. And no. Watch black and white. Or see, in the early stages of the campaign, the public should not be shocked and repelled by premature exposure to homosexual behavior itself. Ye campaign as in ye can some no. Mamu maye nkeka de esan say wo ka de ye tire de mekan so bi oba ma fa ne be ma no de so obi trum hey no obi adwane oba ba fe na se ne atafe na se oba bi se bi kura na se bi wa ye bra na ne no ma bi kura esense ho na o do tachira ma tafre we ya de baba na da no kura na say no kura tantanta da bi na say tantanta hwe ma ne ga bi ncho he so mo de mo be ma ne she be ma ne se bi o na ne trum a we de no ni die mu a me kire mu because of what the strategy no etie no omo twi be ma ne wi a de fa ho no omo frɛ no chocolate that's what they say. In the early stages of the campaign, the public should not be shocked and repelled by premature exposure to homosexual behavior itself. Because the public will be shocked. And also, was say should not be repelled by premature baby. Instead, the imagery of sex per se should be downplayed. Not just said to say the immediate no my can want some crime. You talk about discrimination near human rights. And the issue of gay rights reduced as far as possible to an abstract social question. It's me and can accept. This is their strategy. I will give you the book is called How to Make America Accept Homosexuality. It's written by Marshall Keck. Book can say be open on some more book no
social media.
Yeah, yes, will be we tongue cry about copies. Muhum strategy no. Enti na mamen koso kra because and then the yebesua de the authors of the above article expanded their strategy in a full-length book and amplified this theme. Also, our ultimate objective is to expand straight tolerance so much that even gays who look unconventional can feel safe and accepted. Almost strategy ne say yen can say no about discrimination, human rights, minority rights in such a way say as we move playing so that you wait children na you can say oh that's a way there more can etia thus, our campaign should not demand explicit support for homosexual practices. And I'm a kind into account so that yes, say you supported the homo by discrimination. Lawyer be a matter or by a judge. We have the doctor or say poku. We have the face. Yes, we sana no so okay. We tell lawyer for Mokasenya sana Moka. This is part of the LGBT strategy. Also, but should instead take anti-discrimination as its theme. This is discrimination fundamental freedoms, constitutional rights, due process, and equal protection of laws, basic features of fairness and decency towards all humanity. These should be the concerns brought to mind by our campaign. Omo fancy a campaign. Now in advertising, no, you can say campaigner. I say, oh, ton bibi. And then America said the whole strategy was written for them by a gentleman called Paul Rondeau. What trust advertising strategy. I mom say, Monko Tony say, Namu Tony say, a man for bedding, and that is exactly what they have succeeded in doing. Now, Omayan listen to that. Omo conclusion. That is Omo greatest success. We know Nipara as young as 9 to 13 years. No Omo feel Omo true, no Omo depend to Ashaho. There's a space so that Obi Bema bet me a koha. Go and see what is happening on the coast of in the central region, Moray, Cape Coast, Commander, right up to Winneba. Go and someone look at the problems we're dealing with. Yeah, we're on the ground though. Go to the second cycle institutions. They are recruiting young girls with as much as 1,500. They are bridge it workano. No say society no. Mr. No, ne papa Brigadier Jobonuku and then the mammy Fefe, woman worry and walk young no. I don't want to hear this. People who can say we shouldn't punish them. Fine. Yes, no coalition, your holistic sexual therapy system, medical system. Maybe the basic offer the camera. So I feel near Bass answer. I feel one may attain Yentia or money a brea. One more person fastening strategy. I say, and so Giatum. So, you move Biagis our strategy not to one. Ebia Yanima, and I'm prepared to watch the mama at here. Good, my man, end on this note. And nunti because of their strategy. Strategy no. And then I may say, learn the ways of the serpent. Strategy say, and some no more can almost more kata kata. The omu yenin in soon so nunti. And nunti na yen sono. Ye kasa. We emphasize on what they do. I am I'm a very decent person. But because we understood the LGBT strategy, yensu designing strategy a be expose strategy no. Okay. Because we start to the and then whom soon so obi any obeka say human right down. Yeah. But say one can obi say oh na say we dey but me can say your friends say obi be ma adva fa ne be ma she trumui obi hu say we dey say bon e time. Enti uko Supreme Court na kaka say human rights ye nya ukeke wo ka say rights e be say right to do what na ye be show graphically what they do. And after that, we'll find out whether the Supreme Court justices can look at what they do. Say, Bema didn't Bema Beshe Abua, Sebi the Trumu, no I can't say on Abua da, no I can't say a human right. How do even human beings behave in that manner? Because Onipa da se nino, Wujina Hono, wo de wa no e kasa meboa e na odoma no enti nsuo ye si manimi amofa wo de wo pa tra na fa nsuo no na fa gu asum hwe de be si wo studio ha
jo aho ye beto aso afa na ye ba ne ekoso Ghana ha si ene nkomodi a akoso e wo parliament ene ba bia ye dro na afa na ye ba so *274*3# anu akai na afa enche ima hwena enche kra ye first draw no emaye the next 2 minutes ye first draw no emaye 2000 ena ekwa abontin *274*3# fa ho shembi na ebia na try ye weekend mu ne we RT Home Planners and Construction Limited for mo asase ama wato odan ho drawings ni ade nyina ye beboa kama shai usudoku aburi dodo airport Roman Ridge Cantonment Kaswa oyibi ena for yar fa ho nyina ye wo properties wo ho a opedi a ye be ma obi no ato bo no wo from Adenta main station ho and one office no 0244692857 0244692857 Ghana Post say bibia person de ko wiase ba bia no brama ye moa na tumi fa ko ne ma ye package ne kama kaba afi kaftan en ye ke kan na ma hodo ne bibia within 5 days na ne awde kwa command nsa ka bo no so e wo from 0542 527004 0542527004 company ba ko organ how man network on company no across we are baby a per product wo mo ho na bi ni ho the next 24 hours on sabe kan Franco Trading Enterprise phones and accessories TV afi tabletop fridges and CCTV cameras and yema mafie ye kama no wo de dodo no aba ye ton e de ama Omanfm main office no wadabraka on the Roxy Cinema na hwe animo on person be come outlet ni bia ko online www.francotrading.com be ko niema ni nyina wo ho omo pay code free 0558 106241 0558 106241 enchinwa ora Moses for amoni e ba amra hye badwa fie ya minim se mpanimfo dodo no aka bi ene se ebi obi wo sa wo hawnum na ye punishable bra ye de no kwa akotum ora Kennedy ohena Japan kora de se meka ya o kan se osusu se promoters no na e wo se ye ne omo edisi ani pa na omo se de wo kan ne na mompo ano na omo e promote obia wo baby ode nani ahwe ne angla ode nani ahwe ora afenwoma kan se futumra hye badwani majority leader na asem ne se custodian sentence ojidi se moa yema nipa no nka onanti krum nya adwuma ma obi ahunu se we waka wonu mo ti obi a obabi a ogina nkomo be pa na ewo krum a ojidi se wo pese Omanfo eti ase se de wame ate wonu plan and wo marketing strategy ase yenko yanim
amofane nkomo be na krum
yeah komo be
no obebo me nyum ya babe akunu nyame
oh osebo atin okun e den no
we send no text went to me and more text no akunu the adan no went to me anka okay anyway me dashi
empire born yi gidie kun osebo atin mebo ama ho
mate me sha see I am in say some of our parliamentarians, including my own majority leader, Afenyo Madam Fupa, Messen, I am man of Krekakra and Eddie. Because original bill now they call parliament and Amakeko Nimdia Media to for Mama Win. Yet building what we call policy planks. Yeah, we just didn't get up. And by the way, Sasim Williams said, when the president said a few MPs and a day bill, President Williams saying a few MPs. Coalition now, spokesperson, I make Kasama coalition. It includes all the Christian ecumenical groups, Christian Council, Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council, Catholic Secretary, Gospel, all the boys brigade, all the Christian groups. And a Muslim for so a kahun. In fact, yeah, Besha said 2013, Chief Imam Economano, Bompire Mai, Onu Dinim, and I him for near Hema, Yamani and Yamamreno, Etechi, almost a kahun. We are the sponsors of the bill. The president is aware. It is all kinds of a few MP and Yanokre. Ghana minor won't say, yeah, now Parliament on your car, you mentioned a few MPs. Now, some MPs only they are sponsoring the friend say, what is it called? a private members bill. Now, private members bill, the president knows it's only one person. You need one member MP to sponsor it.
Okay.
So it is not the number of MPs sponsoring it that matters. It is those who are for the whole legislation. I mean, I'm sure we've talked about it. I would have wished for a presidency, when a president, I want to show a lot of decorum and respect to him. But no president has climbed the throne of the presidency of Ghana using the word of God like this president. And maybe I can say that's the reason why I love him, because I love a man who loves the Lord. And a competitive president, or say the battle is the Lord's. Every Quran, it is not from anywhere, it is from the Bible. It will be our and you could see the president was sincere. Now, Sebio, what did Yami coupon so fulfilling Boshan or Shaman to such an extent, the president, Betty president, was so busy cathedral. Ama, they are showing Yamian, Amofasma make a bois. Oh, no, you one would have wished, says, Emra, we no can your private members bill. And president one of best structure attorney general say masa san say me donya me na nyankopon na me 2 minutes fashion we for parliament. Why it didn't happen, no, as I know some of the reasons, but out of respect for the president, I'm not going to talk about those things here. That is his view. I just totally disagree with him, and I've stated those positions to him. But let's go back to the law. Emrana a core parliament, a private members bill, but among for techri coalition techri propaganda for pu edi bill nachi. Now yeah, prepare bill no, we just didn't do it. Yeah, no keke. And someone pour a friend of policy planks and they take one of the policy planks. They say you must understand the LGBT phenomenon. So one tears here, to me, you can bring out the legislation because we disagree with some of the way the Ugandans have handled it. But essentially, this is how we went about it. Let me go through some of the policy plans. First of all, you must have an appreciation of the complexity of the homosexual phenomena and its other deviant sexual orders. And what's the LGBT? Now, what is here? And other, as I said, disorders are in the same category. The psychologists and the psychologists of Mufreno, they have a certain continuum. A normal be home or they mention so we free more you are going to have a problem because you're very big voyeurism. Obama be who bad draws. Bema we want so or the fam or babons and waba will be pipishism or who's baby gary and waba. All these belong to the same category. I see of sexual disorders. Ebini pedophilia or no dear no person no moda. Obiso your friend necrophilia or funu. No person needs any paquade edda. They all belong to the same category. It is a one tier year. You might not be able to handle it now. We free that category no more pet. You are running into problem, which is what the LGBT movement face, because only homosexuality free sa categorization no and check. And pedophiliacs, and Quaraso done almost says, no, and so a dignity near rights or 80 Sabio Mumma, a crime. And I'm a camp, people get shocked right now. The pedophiliacs, you're from pedophiliacs, you're from minor attracted persons. Lady B, watch your book, your friend Aileen White, you can Google ALLYN White, WHYTE. He's a professor at Dominion University in Virginia. What your book actually say? One more pen, exercise human rights. So, as I said, you must understand the LGBT phenomena and the other sexual disorders. Otherwise, you can't have a good legislation. Then B, you must have a deep understanding of the subtle but practically relevant distinctions that exist among the homosexual community and that underpin the behavioral patterns. For example, the distinction between LGBT plus lobbyists and activism and real LGBT people suffering from this abnormality. And what's the make distinction between Omo promote Omo LGBT rights movement? And it is a movement, Omo form organization, Omo Sika, Omo no, Omo to be Kasa, and they have influence.
Mr. Osomame, it's a movement. Hello, morning.
For morning, I'm a
Boko dear.
I dominate a Mumbai boy, a Hoyapa.
Now, Casa free.
Make us a free old SCC. I'm let's say, Obusa Bishop or Mania Jampo. Obekama me Omanfm
Entina no pay amount 2,000 no ya the amount.
I'm afraid. Me say my two brought 1,000.
Say the one 2,000.
You are and you not know better the weekend.
Mate. Bye. That's our first winner. Star 274 star 3 hash. Star 274 star 3 hash. We can say watch out. We want to cruise. Our system no etie. Now on so account the enti bradro no esubi. Star 274 star 3 hash. One 2,000 no pay or the be ready or the be. Lawyer Moses for money no no di enkomo. It's a movement. Lawyer yanku yanim.
It's na me kase. There were policy planks and net tie emraneti yanya no keke. But I couldn't say you have to understand the LGBT phenomena and the whole range of sexual disorders associated with it. 2. I was out here say ye omo ye lobbyists, omo form who agenda omo pushy. Omo de sika shem ebeshe kromu ha say tua journalists sika tua politicians sika, and it is a movement. Omo offices around the world and around this country. Ghana omo offices. We know all the offices. Our pushy agenda. They try to influence US United States State Department. There's an envoy. Man, Jessica, she's paid $180,000 a month. So on pushy LGBT agenda. No, that's one side. The other side is omwa. It's an sebio fear problems. Oba nane papa tonomona. Eti ohu bema kra na bema we no time. Your friend frigidity. Obi wo hwa sikasem mai esibre sikasem ti no so de no akwa jim male prostitution na sika wo mpa ye short wa $100 $200 $300 $400 sometimes $1,000 square to me so obi so wo hwa your friend say peer pressure on an infer for supi some year secondary school and no akoto adwam, and there are several people like that who are politicians, lawyers, who got involved in it because of secondary school life. Your friend peer pressure. Obiso wa a hormonal imbalance. Nkwamwo wo nipa da sen sade we machire mu wo stage ha. Mema de friend testosterone. E ma de ne estrogen. E ba e wo mema de kakra bi. Testosterone kakra. Ene mema so ye wo mema no e wo ma de estrogen. Ene ma so wo testosterone kakra. Na e wo nu mu nsem no se oba de no broso. E wo be ma mu a and no your friend Kojo Besiano. And Obama so unya the reverser and also Obama. Oh, they mentioned that's what happened. Now there's treatment for it. You can be treated. We'll talk about these things. One more was hard to be able because of all these reasons, you know. If you draw the distinction, then your legislation to focus on how you address that issue. Original bill they call parliament, you know, because we understood that distinction. You can say those who support, we love it, we like it, we want to push it. We're going to punish them. Full custodial sentence BBR. Now, because of this nature, no. Yes, during investigation, during sentencing, during trial, ukoto prison kra na se unu na se opesi ebuawa, you'll be given what we call care, treatment, and support. Mami Musawi enti Ghana hano anyasa I will lose my train. Me so me rebe free them person okay what dey to aso mami. The person me can say original bill near the court parliament so because we wanted to jail people. That's all the point I want to make. The original legislation, because the policy plank was that we understood the distinction between the lobbyists, we love it, we like it, who we're going to punish, and those who got involved in it because of reasons here, they were not supposed to be incarcerated. And now I'll read section 18 for you, so that will be a say original bill no now you say because the omoka and I'm a man for 2 prison penny pass and those who know it, they know it, and I will explain why it was removed from it. Section I think 15 or 18. Let me just get that and read it to you. 107.1 so ni high Omanfm. Your second draw non so ye be star 274 star 3 hash star 274 star 3 hash bra na bia na wona 2000 e o dia why ye dada kra betumi asai bi lawyer yanku anim so why you ready 19 or say access to medical help or treatment by an accused person. A person who upon arrest, during police investigation, upon arraignment before court, in the course of trial, or at any time during incarceration for the commission of offense under this act, recants, but you see, you can use the word shows remorse.
Yeah, shows remorse.
And makes a voluntary request to access an approved medical help or an approved medical treatment shall be granted access to the approved medical help or approved medical treatment. Or say the cost for medical help or medical treatment under subsection 1 shall be borne by the person or any other person, including an approved non-governmental organization on behalf of the person. Exactly.
Okay.
Madam for attending and something said this was going to bring a cost to the state. So this was in the original bill. Apart from the care, treatment, and support, we have what we call flexible sentencing policy, and also 17. But I probably will not read everything. You have a flexible sentencing policy. I think it's in 20. I will probably have to. Yes, flexible sentencing policy, section 20. Also, the court, in addition to imposing a sentence under this act, may make such order as appropriate to serve the interests of justice or secure the welfare or well-being of the convicted person. Convicted persons will be at you work with this album in the was at be no ya conviction ya try ya convicting no and say the court, in addition to imposing a sentence under this act, may make such order as appropriate to serve the interests of justice or secure the welfare or well-being of a person convicted if A, the person convicted openly shows remorse and requests access to an approved medical help or approved medical treatment, and B, the court is satisfied that request of the person convicted is genuine. This is a provision in the original law they call Parliament. Eti obika se emrano na yechi odipa da se ni yepesi yokuom yechi wom we enye no correct. And the majority leader should be aware of this provision. Question: how were these provisions removed? They were removed because the Attorney General wrote a paper, and which was submitted to the subcommittee. Say, "Sanoma we know it will impose a cost to the state." As I've read the bill, the original bill, the cost will be borne by the person or a non-governmental organization. In fact, Yehu Attorney General letter no, Yema Christian Council extra letter at the command speaker say, in view of although now where the near clear no, irrespective of this, you know, the church, the Christian Council is underwriting the cost of all expenses to be borne by Obia Sebio Obekosa TVM.
Council, I mean, 2 years. A private member bill, Sebase at the cost of as a second or minus, and a second or minus according to the Constitution.
Well, that is what you see, Section Article 108 can say. And that is the distinction between a bill that can be passed and Professor Michael Kuya, the private members bill idea no buy. We'll look at Article 108. Eba Parliament. There are two ways. Say President de Beba announced through the cabinet, the traditional system, or and the distinction was that if it will not impose a charge on the consolidated fund, but that decision lies in the person presiding. Those are the appropriate words used by Article 108. Just a nipakura or a speaker and our deputies, but they are no or chair parliament. And now, if the person comes to the conclusion, say, wait there, emphasis cost be arrested now, then the bill can come through the private members.
The other person and say, we at the cost be back. What the shame say cost and Nipanuana or Befa can say an individual be person or boa and I'll be person or boa. Let young fan say at the cost about Nipano own to me, Obi and some person or Bebuano. And
why do you say Obi and to me, Nipano own to me? And we can say that then there will never be any private members bill because you can always make these assumptions that you're making because the bill says that the cost will be borne by the person or the non-governmental organization. No, and as I've told you, the church went ahead to write to the speaker. So we are underwriting the cost because of these suppositions here. And my letter no co-speaker. So at the time, yes, exactly, the church was putting its money. In any case, Ghana has 60% of all your medical facilities. It's the churches hold those facilities. You have no faith-based organization, health institution, organization, and we deal with them. And as soon as I can say, because didn't go to prison. No, I understand it. Because at that time that the speaker was accepting this bill, there was no reason to say that there was going to be a cost to the state. The other areas, of course, prison, look, but that is a function of the state. And Matisse Binmuka say, oh, Oboko prison, homosexuality, no order. We are saying we can away. It is a function of the management of the prison system. You know it. So who committed sexual offenses? We don't mix you up with the normal people. That's what happens.
Yeah.
We can have a prison system that manages the system in such a way, say they are kept apart and helped. Well, then it is a function of our prison system. We should manage it. In any case, prison authorities, as far as they are concerned, you are making it seem say they are not managing the prison service pretty well.
Yeah.
Now you cannot use your friends the mismanagement of the prison service to say obia all funding the system. We shouldn't punish the person. Then everybody can bring that excuse. Incest is an offense. Prostitution, is it your business? I didn't know what I to prison because me co prison. We can always use these excuses. In any case, only also on your community service. No, your community no free. It will go community service. What me go be true, huh? Community, you say who's a community?
Enra, His Excellency the Vice President, in a stance, a buyer was semi home.
You can't say
first, no cancel we point. My more voice, and me boy, we are making for commercial break. Me ba me more to us.
But we point we are to respond to the fact say, legislation not originally near per se. Among folk the prison, much say original. Any of the coin, say, ye bet you if it's no money abow. But Attorney General and the true normal because can't say it will bring a cost into the free mono. Now, even with that, no current law, no, I can say the Minister of Health can make regulations to deal with such things. No cresse, ye bill no original near Pessi plenipa, and I say a Pessi don't go to prison. That's the point I want to make. It's not true.
Me da say star 274 star 3 as me down home for commercial break about the next person 2000 ya de man on na baso ye cheska kra na scan no ye ntimi ma ofie ni mo number ni ade the NL for that I draw and one to dial star 274 star 3 hash na fi what follow instructions no yeah choose Omanfm so one choose Omanfm na wider obie na se ma City platform na no choose Omanfm na was be condition kakra ewom na no so o de aka ho na watwen draw na scan about ofie so no say na Vice President who is the candidate for the New Patriotic Party 2024 elections or the Atuja.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to personally comment on the raging issue of LGBTQ in Ghana. First of all, it is important to note that our cultural and societal norms and values as Ghanaians frown on the practice of homosexuality. Furthermore, as a Muslim, my view on this matter aligns with the position of my religious faith. The Holy Quran is replete with verses frowning on LGBTQ acts, including same-sex marriage. My faith is therefore very strictly against the practice of homosexuality. No ifs or buts, no shades of grey. Therefore, I personally cannot support that which my religion and indeed all major religions in Ghana, as well as our societal norms and values, clearly and unequivocally forbid. All the major religious traditions in Ghana, Christianity and Islam, are opposed to this practice, and I stand opposed to it now, and I will stand opposed to it as president.
Dominion, herbal powder.
Say you can say Dominion herbal powder. Emma immune system. And then kwabo wo ni pedrum ni yet. Na the senti what ready ya resun kunimu a. Ehu dance be ni o.
Don the fine pa manumbi. Tina me di ho dance no. Enya ye say me say
Dominion herbal powder de. Minia enya amanfo dance nti. Na be kanfo. Ne aye e wo mini pedrum no. Eburo madwen ene menti ase so. Emma Dominion herbal powder. Empa wo hu
Someone hono Dominion herbal powder and once one will so share with tea cup. Now that trick to us be a gumu with transition. What we Angels Dominion Herbal Center one cocoa and a diaba a pen for a bat or more money for and Quada when if you do me one come home. Do after 054 315 8195
FDA at the ingredient crap to you at
Herbal powder.
promotion. Adia bakwa atete ene say, wo dan kaso. Na wo ni sika, na wo fie wura etwewo. Onua yes ne hwe. Nanso wonti ena RT Home Planners and Construction Limited aba. RT Home Planners and Construction Limited etwewa dan ene nsase ewo abokobi, bomba waleshi, dodowa, pram, kaswa, ayikuma, oyibi, akatapo, ena oyarefa. Mekyerɛ sɛ beebi a wopɛ dan ene asase atonkra ha no, RT4 ewo bi. Wato oboase ayenkratasem nyina kama. Enti sɛ wotɔn sase wɔ RT4 ho a, woni ha wokra. Wasaye architectural drawings ene construction nyina. Yawo Adenta main station wa. Fre 0244 692 857 ena 0246 102514. Website www.rthomeplanners.construction.com.
Good energy powers the things that people do to empower themselves. It fuels families, communities, businesses. Good energy fuels nations. It gets things going and keeps them moving. Good energy isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Goyle, good energy.
And that's why I choose Goyle. I'm a Zuma Nelson, 3-time world boxing champion, and a patriot.
Goyle is good energy. Ghana Fui Franco. Esa the electrical appliances for just washing machines, Asian women yupo, CCTV cameras, and need all clear. I bet you know that several mobile phones, this are iPhones, Infinix, Nokia, Samsung, any the account, anyone says you see now. Franco, and I'll bring the papa, ne water from say Franco. 2.5 horsepower, Samsung Franco TV, F32, adequacy 85 inches. Franco, SSO tabletop, double decker, any chest freezers, and chain in a mahoden cry. Franco, Quabata be a benwo, name of head office, a wada braka, one in Roxy Cinema, Nadian bread. Friend 0246 422 338 and a 055 5939 311. Franco, electrical appliances, papa,
Ghana Post. Hey, na no fe ukwanya wo kasa ubwako usi. Enya me brother Mr. Happiness na hame. Me see who say Ghana Post aye fast, reliable and affordable nti. Na nsai na numa ye ni de edwanya kuma mi di e de kwama no e fa Ghana Post. We di ni na. Eni se wasa swan masakodi dwa. Me de kwa Ghana Post yo. We Kobi kakra, Ajoni kakra, Akantia so Ghana Post,
the most affordable delivery option for food and merchandise from Ghana to everywhere in the world. Connect with us today and see for yourself. Ghana Post, smart, secure deliveries.
Coming package, no. In less than 5 days, Ghana Post, they make life the big. Ghana Post will deliver to you wherever you are in the world.
Akuya na ase ho te sen
mama o ti apon kakra na moment me say duane
entina me de front active and chance ni pepe mu nware pepe bia wo di a wo mra ho aba no wo ye front active cereals are rich in vitamins, proteins and minerals, fiber no omega 3 so wom e boa digestion every 3 years equals 100 years obi atumi di bi na e main kama wutumi di ni breakfast lunch and asapampo
front active ebe boa pa
the drink nso ni ye won diabetes ya de yatua no ana one person chire etumi num bi e na e won complete Omanfm kan so tumi num bi na the taste no jai obra normal main very nutritious
and na front active junior yin so e
front active junior ni formula no enkoda wadi 1 ekosi 14 years ya won mu ntimi ni di year from no wodi ensuo ana milk and mixia na wotima ni di na ni denti wo benyiri fe ni nyina wo supermarkets and pharmacies dodo a Adepa Pharmacy Limited branch BM our Ghana from 0302 664 832 and 0245 915 254
FDA aji ejede nkrato yato
Bema, if you say we found rocker for draw Pacum capsules, we show Hunison. Pacum, and mammy male vitality service in it. Now, or banso, a day and a jelly capsules. I am a Jim Fitch Chromo Yao F. So, yes, my wife would dear Jenny Kyo, I'm a why your best sima. Only how? Now, Mr. Journalist, yeah. How dear. Media Medfagen capsules. Medfagen capsules? A natural supplements for immune support and general well-being. And also free rock hair now. Rock hair clinic for one. Maconia Bediamunano. Medfagen, Edimwa Cotinepa. Since I say, we're looking very young, you know. And what in I pay for more money for them, Quada with infusing you don't come. And Marima would infusing what you did, Cronquan, a Timinum Pacum capsules. 024-888-5040 and now 0244-183230. FDA aji ejedin kato yatum.
Ade panono kofa bae wasan de 3CP papa ebeboa efie bia aba mese ade padie etwamu da wo de 3CP ebu somu dware a ebo ho ban efi muamoa ho fa 3CP efre so huhu wanu anopa bia na ma wo se ho ban wonu aduane na eja ana esohie ehyewo a fa 3CP efre so fifa so enu ano no wo hyewu wi a fa 3CP efra eso fifa so na beboa obebre 3CP ehye pimples empompo ekro na ekumkro ene mnumu ya wonso 3CP so de enye na wo drugstores bia mu atufonko ade pharmacy ene SGSSB ene hwani mu okanshi free 0302 664 832 kumase ade pharmacy e wadum ene Hello FM ene hwani mu 3CP efie bia hia 3CP bambo
yenkoti adansie Spanish garlic mixture na wa fe na wati edroyin ka babedi hu adansie ana edroyi de sa giga na ha baby a o media kra manu mewi a mekope fofra toni
me won capsules wa me ye driver ni de me tina se de mu nyina ye adwuma me du fia me tin ka se me mu me sa ene me na nyina tititi
na so ana makoche no anya dro we na omo fra ne Spanish mixture no oh ma Spanish garlic mixture anwa na me no ai edro ma chenka so me de
Cedric mami ami di ho dance entre no samo droba ko bi so na e wa adaka mu green no eno
who can we ana
Spanish Ginkgo capsules is good for retentive memory ena anti-aging hey me mami na o ka bibia che na onkai ni we free nyama tentem ni skin ne body nyira nso asai me to bi ma no ene otumi ka nyama kra na me kra abomi pusa
and check herbal center for and the pharmacist can make an herbal shop a painful about your money for no kwada with infusing the new income FDA aji ejede kra to yi
ade panono kofa bae wasan de 3CP papa ebeboa efie bia aba mese ade padie etwamu da wo de 3CP egu somu dware a ebo ho ban efi muamoa ho fa 3CP efre so huhu wanu anopa bia na ma wo se ho ban wonu aduane na eja ana esohie ehyewo a fa 3CP efre so fifa so enu ano no wo hyewu wi a fa 3CP efra eso fifa so na beboa obebre 3CP ehye pimples empompo ekro na ekumkro ene mnumu ya wonso 3CP so de enye na wo drugstores bia mu atufonko ade pharmacy ene SGSSB ene hwani mu okanshi free 0302 664 832 kumase ade pharmacy e wadum ene Hello FM ene hwani mu 3CP efie bia hia 3CP bambo
Omanfm
107.1 so ni high Omanfm ebusuafo yema mo akwa ba fe ye de nsam no eto aso aka ye final draw ye beye ebi afe na wadwen ne ene na ye 4000 ene ekwa abonte first 2000 eko aka ye final draw a ye beye the next person at 2000 ebe kon ho eno eye hwan me kai wo say dial *274 *3 hash *274 *3 hash o dial no pepe pa ebedie na watwusu Omanfm na san abie na afi odo momo na hye mo akere number of ticket a pese wo de baso e draw no aska ne ba phone no so straight obi adi kan age ne de pepe lawyer ye ko anim
amufa me do ase
ye bo bokro ya na me kai America no mo earthquake ya esi ho na anu yi omokure ya nso so na eclipse yi san ene na nenam chese ase bibi stronko si wo ho ana wo hu ye
oh me de amofa asem we makanse wi ase no efidi ba wo oni bada seni wuti wi ase na de odwen se wi ase na na besi ba ya adwuma da bi you're making a very big mistake wonyame ene obo oni wi ase ene odi si ho ene o ma natural rules. If a human rights, immediately say the whole human rights concept, every natural rights, natural law, say, onipa da seni that time no na himfo ene di onipa da seni so wa ha enti wo be hu se ohene no de mra bi aba yenko ne se yenyese wanyese be ku na achochofo no be kase okay wo nipa da seni wo de mra aba wo ayenhwe se ene onyame mra no ebo ebra na se ene no yepe how they make it no. That's how natural law came up, so that you are subjecting the human-made law to the law of God, natural law. Unyankopon mra edi wiase enam be hu se onipa da seni ne awo no ketekete woni be ma ne oba beda untumi hu hawa all of a sudden egg no ebe fertilize. Look at the millions of sperms and so be hu se na any egg no bako sperm bako na any egg no pa ebomu pe all of a sudden ubu se brain form and say for Eden Ebanasa. How does that happen? The scientists have never been able to look. Artificial intelligence in artificial intelligence. No, anybody does need create artificial intelligence. You cannot create the human mind, because the human mind is the one that is creating that artificial, not an artificial. No, you can never beat the human mind on the machine. And the PA free on your mail.
Why am I human brain no transplanted? No, you can. Well, for the well, in fact, me student surgery. I wanted to carry out the first brain transplant. That was one of my aims on the mission. But it shows you how big God is. So our limit here. Yes, exactly. Do you see who came? Earthquake, you know, America, so a lawmaker or a senator will say it is a sign of things to happen. Until I may share free about the history of the world on the mission. Where it's LGBT, it's not the first time we see. Yes. Now, civilization be a barrier. These are the telltale signs. Say civilization no a barrier. If you look at America, there are cultural wars. There's a fight. I believe say American ambassador no or Hansebu or Kono Kakan Seven American Nibia to no correct. There's a big fight in the United States as to these transgender rights. Even in the UK, 2 days ago, National Health Service had a report by Chese and Korana mamo puberty blockers. Akora was what 4 years or your bemo or your bar and so or person or bema 80 puberty blocker che say so akora enyinia obetini mpenim bremia obehun say oye bema na ne we esesa na hodi ye hormones no ne ma nkwambo ne wonu mu e testosterone no eno ne ma no ye bema obai so bo na ni shape na ba na wabu ni nsa abrofo na ya ma omo ma mundro a stop sa hormones e puberty blockers. Yes. National Health Service Health Service report abase sa no mo de yem kwara no enye ade papa enso ye sha say can no mo nyintumo no mo wo clinic bi e wo UK friend Tavistock clinic e ho na nkwara yi o ka so ye bema omo de ne kono mo ye surgery ni ade atwitwa no tsesa no see an report be about say no man no mo yedi nyina enya de papa. But you see no man ni nyina no say de ye kese untumi nsesa de nyame aye. Bible say male and female made he them. Oba no obema no ye no man na wote say by non-binary ayako hisa we obetumi afa nro asesa wabodwe na no manyina, but bone structure no so who are obema bone structure and oba bone structure. There's no non-binary. Matter say me now want to be professor be ka na mesre omunko si omo science ni doctor ni bia oye scientist be catch us say we have a bone structure of a man, a male and a female. It doesn't change. 2 chromosomal markings are e ma oye bema no XX and XY for female and male respectively no ensesa. You can take medicine, but your chromosomal markings, if you're male, you are male. If you're female, you are female. Iti unyankopon someone can say male and female made he them. What means is that uko emwo animal kingdom bema no male female. You can't change it. Even in plants, biology, female you can say plant and fertilizer flowers. So yes, yes, that is what it is. You cannot change it. It's when you mean a boy we are saying, and he's got rules that go with us. If we go against it,
They said omoka climate change. Oh, climate change kyerɛ sɛ yɛyɛ nneɛma ɛsesa onyame abɔdeɛ no nyɛ saa na kyerɛ. So why is it that it is the same thing with climate change? It is a kind of human change. We are changing what God naturally made us to be. It's in a Catholic church kura pope kura na yɛka sɛ wɔbɔ support homo sɛ or the report abase saa transgenderism no it is against God. Or matters wɔn bu afu no but no kura na waka no you cannot change what God has ordained. Now what's the sample you are running counter to what God wants to happen. I will deal with the human rights issues here to me and we are, but the person me can say Ghana for nya rehemu omu coalition, National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values. Ye were hospital kesiye, ye were professors psychology, psychiatry, endocrinology, hormonal issues. Ye were psychosocial counselors, and ye were so for so bene wo nyankopon asemu a ya bo nipa pi mean to be modi ba me aboa wom young man bi obaye was say be homosexual or dey didn't obaye na 99% of those who come here test woman HIV positive they woman no yes over 99
shebe bie na watwiso Omanfm na bie na do momo na shem na fi watwen *274*3# ebia wa ya na twa to enen na wonso edru so one more me sponsors ubetini yes ya bo obi din na nipa asme si ka ho
o pack me books time nso ye and na mo be bie phone line we so ko me challenge the production ko concert production ye we pack me books se me nko atie for mo ntie o so ko we pack me books how dey me tell
ubetini ya say
beto do phone lines no me challenge
ya say asme si ka ho Lord Nyame bi ka ho na ubeti ya say Mugabe bi ka ho ubeti ya say kumanu bi kana che bobodi sadi no ya mote mo no madi nkobo
well yeti and ebidum so ye no correct. There are lots of politicians members in the media to say they make ye disika be wura media no papa me na me ka kiro ebe wura ma ye tua journalists for sika in fact media house ye to be tua no mu kura agenda wo ko se wo ko kasa wo shasi ya no makato na me ka
or tietia mo be say ya o ma agenda for me nim mate
Omanfm so ka kire me o because say a business me ba ubi sam say mache wo mache me never na me share say wo eti mache wo me to omo media for na Omanfm ka say Moses sika be hye hanie eti wo ba kan say wo mo e gi sika ne ye ni wo mo nyina enche ye be publish wo mo din ni nyina eti sika be hye kromu ha. There's an agenda for these things and we know, but you see ye juma no ultimately I'm of said American we don't want to send people to jail or prison. No, we want to bring them to the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ so that omobe Daniel Fridi omo ye no
Miss Sasa dina ya mote no mo no omo di nkomo sa de am ye ebi ase ana
obi aboni trimu poso odi bone a won ne kokasa for what normally they know that we are following them and we know what they are doing. Say ye be report to am police we will do it at the appropriate time because quite often yes so ye we strategy it ye be a person ye hwede ye wo ye and you know would seek an echo because sometimes we are watching, we want to see who they are influencing through and the politicians they influence on Papa I can assure you higher echelons of political power in this country for both parties influence on. Now this issue of LGBT
only evidence now there no as well
there also me evidence not so evidence I could be wow master Canadian Japan more evidence p who did say identity catch last one frame was Moses the reason why all can say say okọ baby so me pese be body and na me chem say honorable when me nya nimu ba yensrom we are not afraid of them. Now to be it's a question of sovereignty and until na me that's a vice state in the position because o pese wo bu Ghana man you must have the capacity as a leader to make a statement on what our values are and defend yes and defend it because our constitution article 73 talks about international relations is supposed to be conducted in the interest of Ghana and you will be an interest all the mention no Rajo Mahama defense 31st January no making the statement clear it they say vice president after or fasting 40 days one must ask him about media say from now on what spiritually from whatever position maybe the president has taken so on sign he has moved away from it to say media this is my position and the good thing is that only the leader of the party and he let everybody toe the line because to be honest with you in respect of this issue as an issue for the MPP Kwabna na woko ase nota me kai Kwabna kwachi we dey let me do a Kwabna kwachi yes celebrate Kwabna me gidi say na your birthday mama ya me shout ya me to me bebo my family na I restore I can assure you but the me can say uhwe at the si wase no it clearly had a consequence and to be an obeka say MPP was not going to suffer with the prevarication of the vice president or Hana no but I am happy that now he has taken the position and it is clear. The next person is Mayor Mandamfu Alan Christ-like Chilematin Mese Ura Alan Christ-like was say Christ-like Nana Michiao Michiao Nana Minimsa Wabre for the last 2 years where they main can secret 2-3 years what force was one state in the position oral and one can in the position to be Christ-like means being bold to state Christ's position on the matter. Etimesa oral and Miamadamfu next Sunday here is the second Sunday after crucifixion. One corporate church of Pentecost or Pecrom Miami Calvary Methodist Church. Yebama no chance. No one stating the position on this issue. A son said, Maya the Jesus Christo, a muje a pramano. Now, catch them and say he did that so that a man could take his separate in the Bema shall Bema and the papa. That cannot be Christ-like. Now, Christ-like Yatido, Yatida, Yempese, Bekodani, Trumu like, and I'll be before when he gets over the presidency. It's in oral and Chemati, we are Madame Fuyaminia, Mesrel, Sunday, we know, yes, state your position. Mia Mechesu, Abba, Sorokwa, Obeko, Yukra Mefrel. I saw remember our platform. Now, what is your position on this issue? You want to lead Ghanaians. Ghana for now, person with nim. If you forget about your relationship with international organizations, kwesi bro ni hyo. Wano no polygamy no wanyi ntumo. Wa criminalize wo won't mean kwa America. Amofa ubetumi kwa America. I go register with polygamy also. Yes, you cannot do it. It's a
was for money. Okono no afa na mebabo. Okono. Wa tie nya abotre tie.
Yo mate bo menyo no mame.
Oh Cristo nie, veni enye bunam ni mojaku, enye etunya sikanku, enye moku, oh Cristo nie, veni
Okay, man, so the phone lines 0245 638 748 0508 346 915. Me pesa me team kakra 0248 Sremo a mo me hijack ade no man penifo mpeso mo ka bi no afi na ya asem foforo penifo pa peso mo ka bi obo a ontimi mfre hada but ne onya kwanya na nka obe frɛ 0245 638 748 0508 346 915 0245 638 748 0245 638 748 0508 346 915 nipa we second winner no so enche ne bedi nkomo. Hello morning. Hello morning. Good morning. Boko de boko ma ho nya ha me bre no koyenko yanim
sa ho me se sure afam no yes rabai omo modi aso be sign the bill no that me aba be yamra amayen because MPP at this battle it play very big role our battle no
me da say ma me fa for. Hello morning.
Hello, Abufa.
Boko there.
Oti boy can from Silver.
Okay, Oti Mamiti.
On say as on do June. Next year now, President. On say as on do June. Because you impossible bet now. Up to select local green back that.
Me say Oti Boatin. Hello, morning.
Good morning.
Mamiti Obi. Yes, sir.
No some me no. Me di kan me pese aban no hu say. Enye ne manyina na GTS for any Ghana for beka obeki. Because tax no be here on mine. Na tax bia na so onyi fi ho, onyi fi obe den wa yelo kwan. Ana tu homosexual bill no, e say aban bi ni sa e sha se no sign. If you say on say nyankopon sha e sa le ni tu mo se den no. edeti ne bae.
Me da say. Hello, morning.
Hello, morning.
Boko there. Mami ntio.
Mpacho mi se de me wo kan se o man peni on se no nsan ade no. Na bibi sini ayo omra bonti no mbe kasa na za gidi we na omu amanfo kan wo kromu dudu. Nti ombo modia no mbra bonti no mbe yi ni nsi.
Me da say. Hello, morning.
Good morning, Amufa.
Boko there.
Boko independent ni kase flodo ko bishata.
Mami ntio.
Ya me pe bi se o man peni nsan. Ya me hu de ha ta akoko. Gama ya ko ta yen so sa no wana so. Sikitititi ya so sa no ma so nti o man penyo ko sa here. Wo say wan so me no interest de benya wo. Aya de e ti wo Gama ya ko ta ntre se yen sa de no. Nti hu ya kwa se ka.
Independent o mo cancel o man peni nsan na meye mra na ya o mo eye no yetimi ba se ye do mbe famra kwan so ye do ma famra kwan so sa no mo.
So Supreme Court e rule ya. Problem lo.
Me da say okay ono nso hu ne se e wo court na wo se ye twen ma court asem no AC. Hello, morning.
Morning, sir.
Mami ntio quick.
Even the city of Jessica
Ko for you mami ntio.
E man peni e di enina e di gonna yes support center on time.
On sign. Okay, me da say hello, morning.
Amufa.
Yes sir.
We wa ni abema na amwa peni. Amufa e be o man peni. That LGBTQ no na abatoro amufa amam pemfa nsa ehya se na meyamra
me da say say ho na obia ejina chale hwia na nipa na oye yi no cancer
can quickly o say o yen sign na me ehunhia mesre no LGBT ka bia onti ase pi no pansexual no is it part of our culture onti ase LGBTQ is a new phenomenon nti normal ababe ka ho no eno ne ya kirechirem ne ya de kwankyira to ho say we deal with it nti mra no de it is different from what we have in our own system sabi you your custom no na u papa wu a na obusu avon de ya follow ama mesesa nti mra no de system. And our constitution says that we must have appropriate customary law. It is a money no cry to Mr. Sa. A money a papa and I think we'll deal with this issue with this 12-year-old Warren.
Yeah,
you know, it is customary law which is acceptable under our constitution and to frame it properly.
Okay, my no ask for comment my infancy am bre no ekopa na me hwe na nipa na o wini ye no cancel
just okay me did say we part 1 chewa part 1 quickly to end on the note say I be no can say human rights documents may go to United Nations Charter, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, International Covenant on Economic, Cultural and Social Rights, International Covenant on Political and Civil Rights, the Covenant on the Rights of the Child, United Nations Covenant on Violence and Torture.
Lawyer man we nim komo quickly na me hello, morning.
Good morning.
Sika no nzaka.
Mbacho nzaka.
O ka sa free fine.
Me ka sa sia secretary.
Twe udin de say
me de Edu
Emmanuel uti Omanfm ache okay yeah 2000 for the day yeah hwe de nyame be boyo a wode be nyankopon wan kan ho that's our second winner that's pa cancel my point.
So what I'm just saying is you will not see any of these international covenants would say LGBT rights are part of international law. What they use to try is to interpret a broad section say and other status no person will interpret normally LGBT rights. Next edition, I will explain why LGBT rights are not part of international law, and I will deliver a lecture, my 60th birthday lecture on this issue. So Obianya ready. Meba yebechrem lanumu pa.
Meda say
Obia ojidi say ye meken anya no kre no o me challenge me on chrem international law covenant Ghana.
Ne ha wa ka say course abenya nyina no boani nyina no na
course o musro and o mo epemasem no so
meda say for coming
yenso akwan so dwumedie hia mo man bia ankanko Ghana eko wiase na di wiase so ba Ghana Shippers Authority ani so ade hunu ne se ye bebuo nsuo so adwadifo e wo how bia wo